Lord Vrykan, are you a mewling cur? The false Emperor's warriors are regrouping. Why have you not broken their resistance?
They have proven more determined than anticipated. Even now, our Lord Admiral's spire marshals the defenders of the Aegis Occularis Eastern Fringe. Perhaps worse, an Inquisitor Darkhammer has rooted out many of our operatives and infiltrators,
including the Lord Admiral.
Our great work.
No excuses. I am the chosen of Abaddon.
I don't give a shit.
I command you to bring Spire to battle. Scatter his fleet and his hopes.
As you command.
Hellbreed has closed the channel. He sees you as a threat, but we need not play his game. However, we cannot sit idle. Spire is a distant threat, but Darkhammer? We should put Drang to use. Lure Darkhammer into a trap.
I concur. It is past time Drang proved his worth.
Drang, your master commands you.
Malevolence, how may I serve the gods?
We desire direct confrontation with Inquisitor Darkhammer.
It should be simple enough to arrange. The man's a maniac when he gets the spore of heresy in his nostrils. I concede the Stellar Fortress baleful night with a few expendable agents and let word of them reach Darkhammer. The Ultor system is full of gas clouds. It should make any ambush pleasingly effective.
Sounds good to me.
Enact your plan, Drang. We will be ready.
It seems we have an ambush to prepare.
Okay. So, now we can have battle cruisers. And there is Arbin Talis in his stolen strike cruiser. Nice. So he just gets to keep that from here on out. Nice. I'll take it. Alright, let's look at our systems. It should have just opened up Agrippina, yeah. Again, really love to have battle plans. So I could murder me some orcs, but apparently not today. Alright, so Living Strikecraft, Helldrake Forge, boarding action. I like the increase of critical hit chances, I really do. Armor-piercing munitions at 4,500 units. I don't know if I'll actually use that all that much. Yeah, I missed that. I actually really like that one. When the ship's shield is fully replenished, all enemy vessels within a certain unit radius suffer morale loss. That should help to break them. Maneuvering thrusters are always good. Interesting. Let's see. Torpedo skills and squadron cooldown reduced by 10%. Boarding actions, critical assault chances increased by 20%. Short range, the armor of the target is reduced by 15 against macro weapons. Disruption overcharge, ship's weapons damage to enemy shields is raised by 10%. That's nice. And then it does more against the hollow fields and the hull cauterization with the Necrons. Yeah, I honestly am not a fan of either of the final tier of Chaos ones. The Strike Hangers and the Chaos Marines. Right now, I'm inclined to go to the Shield one, like generators or engines. Shield damage is nice, but we don't actually have a problem dealing shield damage, since we have so many lances in our fleet. What does this do? Demonic engines, yeah, I do like that. I actually think we're gonna go down. I think we're gonna go down the engine route, Because I do like... I like both of these. Like, I like that my speed is only decreased by 25% instead of 50 if my engine is damaged. Oh, I agree. I need a way to deal more hull damage. Unfortunately, the only option that I have for that in my entire skill tree is armor-piercing munition. I gotta be super close. And we see what happens if I get super close. So what is in this thing? Heavy lance artillery, macro batteries, and bombardment cannons. So this is going to be much better than most of my ships at dealing damage. The Hydra's already there. All right. Well, let's take a look. The Acheron. Double barrel lance turrets. Triple barrel heavy missile turret. Double barrel heavy lance. So this is a long range bombardment as well. Although it does mix it up with missile and macro. The Hades, which is our cheapest option. 4 macro batteries. 2 double barrel lance turrets. And a double barrel heavy lance artillery. Ooh, I don't quite like some of those though. Like, I like this one's front weapon because it's 270 degrees. This one, it's only 90 degree front and then everything else goes to broadsides. I don't like that at all. But it's also the cheapest one, so. The Hades, our most expensive, probably Strikecraft. We dealt with our first story mission. Well, second technically, if you don't count, if you count the opening. Gruntmaster. And we got an Alpha Legion commander to join us. He straight up stole a strike cruiser. And apparently kept it. So yeah, this is very much launch bays. Double barrel lance turrets. Actually, this isn't a bad ship. I actually really like the Styx. And the Hecate. All-rounder, it looks like. Double barrel. Super heavy missile turret. Launch bays. Heavy macro batteries, yeah. This one does look like it can fight from 18,000 as well. The Hecate. Seems like everything but the Hades would actually be super useful. I don't know. I don't really mind the Hecate either. I like that it actually does have some macro turrets for when the enemy eventually gets in our face. That's kind of useful. And they do get up in our face. Everything has about the same. Yeah, all these have the same armor, shield, and hull. Yeah, honestly, these are not more durable than what I had. They're just heavier armed. Because if you look at, well, and more defense turrets. What does the strike cruiser have? Because I kind of want to complement what he has. Macro batteries, okay. Yeah, I want to outfit the Alpha Legion with as much of that shit as I can get. Macro weapons, at least. I might actually give him Hecate's. Because I have other ships I can use for carriers. And I might start organizing that again. Go with carrier fleets and stuff like that. Feel like that's a good option for him. Okay, end our turn, and we have to start passing through Chinchar, which is where we're going to get most of our battle cruisers. Oh, Jesus, that's a lot of stuff. And I need to remember this time to start dedicating shit to the gods.
Praise the gods. But you were petitioned for an audience.
Petitioned.
In
What
most
now?
forthright terms,
Oh.
the World Eaters are not known for either respect or subtlety.
Welcome to Scaros!
Jesus, dude, calm the fuck down.
There has been war and slaughter on a scale you cannot conceive. And still the orcs come, led by their warlord, Blitz Ripper. My berserkers have drowned worlds in their blood.
Calm.
The fighting continues. I demand you join your forces to mine.
Rephrase that.
We should secure Scaros. And if there is indeed carnage to be had, it will surely attract Khorne's favor.
God damn, that dude just would not stop screaming.
We shall offer the Blood God all the tribute he would wish. A demonstration of our might will throw these barbaric creatures into disarray.
Blood for the blood.
God damn, dude. Calm it down. Jesus. I don't know. I mean, there have been world eaters and chaos berserkers that, you know, aren't quite that psychotic outside of battle. So Scaris. I think we're going to go to Scaris before we go to Agrippina. Let the Imperials and the Orcs butcher each other. Although I do want to send some of my fleets down. Okay, you're going to chill here at Celis until we can get another battle cruiser for you. And it'll also help defend this system against this. You two guys are going to pull back to Chinchar so I can get some battle cruisers for you. Alright, new ships. This is... oh, yeah. Ah, he has macro batteries as well. Alright, Michael. Have a good day. And sleep. And yeah, here's hoping you get that issue worked out with the doctor. That's ridiculous. So I hope it works out for you. Okay. So I got this dude the upgrade that makes macro cannons and lances go up by 4,500 units of range. So I'm going to want to give you those. I feel like his fleet would do well with some Hecates. Maybe a Styx. Well, a Styx would round out his fleet. Yeah, I'll give him one of those. Even if I got rid of both Idolaters, I wouldn't get much out of it. Now this fleet, I'm gonna have to get rid of something. The Hellbringer Mark II, 136. The only thing he'd be able to get is a Hades, and I don't like that. God, these ships are actually nicely upgraded, too. I don't know that I want to touch this fleet that much, except to maybe get rid of the Hellbringer. And at least upgrade that to a cruiser. Yeah. Like, even if we don't go all the way up to the Hades, we can at least get another long-range cruiser. Oh shit, he's got that carnage too. Okay, so we have the carnage and the slaughter. If we want, we can fit just about anything else in here. The devastation, well, we already have that. We don't have the slaughter in this fleet. Still haven't used an emasculator. That might be fun. Let's throw an emasculator in the fleet, I think. It's nice and well-rounded. Looks like it can fight at... I can't really fight at 18,000 like the others. Technically, that shouldn't either. Well, that's not what we're using, though. What's the range on the Hades stuff? You know what? Let's give the Hades a chance. We have room for it. The Glorious Betrayal, huh? Alright, cool. Battle cruisers are in place. Let's go say hi to the orcs. And I think we're going to start filling out fleets here in a bit. Because we can have a renegade fleet and a marked legion, and I want a marked legion. Especially if the word bearers join me. Not word bearers, we're the word bearers. World eaters. I'd very much like them to add to my fleet rather than block it down. Holy shit, you guys just spontaneously popped up in some areas. As orcs do. Get you another ship. I can fit 150. Be a fairly weak ship. Would have to be a Hellbringer with more launch bays. Don't like that. Possibly, yeah. Kind of depends on what we have available. We should have them. I'm not worried about the Renegade. Let's go with these guys next. Death Guard we already have. We might get World Eaters right now. And they're revolving around... That's weird. They have upgrade to boarding, but they also have upgrade to combat range. Siren Cannon. While in lock-on stance, macro and lance hull damage dealt to enemy ships by this ship also inflict a 3 morale loss. Holy crap. Alright, I'm not a huge fan of Slaneshi dudes, but that's... damn. Slanesh creeps me out, but that's not bad at all. Critical assault action. The targeted enemy ship suffers an additional fire. Winds of change. Cloud moves in the direction. Cloud moves with the ship and disappears as the ship is destroyed. Ally ships can hide in the cloud. We've seen that, yep. Hey, Hollow. Welcome. Yeah, I'm actually torn. I didn't think I'd be torn between the Thousand Sons and the Emperor's Children, but that ability... that ability, man. That just sounds like it's too good. I also like Demonic Ritual to bring up, replace my crew. So I'd probably go with Trigesta. Hey, we're trusting Alpha Legion at this point. Might as well go all the way with it. Yeah, I think we're going to go, as weird as it is for me to say this, we're going to go with some thousands. Sorry, not Thousand Sons. We're going to go with, yeah. Emperor's Children. I forgot what the Devastation actually has on it. Ah, it's a launch bay. I think I'm going to get them lance weapons, or this thing should fight at maximum range, so it can just butcher their morale. I really don't want any of the Slaaneshi perverts on my ship, Hollow, but damn, their ability is nice. I think this... Oh, no, the Styx isn't what I wanted to put on it. Now the whole ship smells of leather and Astroglide. I feel like for this, we want... Yeah, like the Acheron. Just because we want as many cannons hitting them, or lance batteries hitting them from distance as we can get. Like, I might actually trade out the Devastation later on, just to get more Acherons. Like, this fleet seems designed for Acherons. I'm rather disappointed. I was expecting to see, you know, tits and dicks all over this ship. And like an actual ass where the engines are. Anyway. Moving on. Cutscenes working today?
With warp storms rendering astropathic communications erratic, Segmentum Obscura's High Command continued experiencing difficulty coordinating its forces. Imperial commanders were advised that communications received from distant sources were not to be trusted. Scattered reports indicated that, in addition to chaos incursions, Scarus nurtured an increasing greenskin menace.
Okay, I feel this is just completely lazy.
High Command took this threat seriously. They acted too late. What would become known as the Green Crusade had grown from a few scattered and disorganized tribes to a mighty war that threatened to overwhelm the Imperium's embattled holdings. With the capture of Forge World Mordax Prime...
Oh, here we coming. We're gonna get Mordaka.
Survivors from the rechristened Mordaka Prime report seeing hundreds of Gargants being fashioned from the debris, and skies thick with the choking black smoke of Orc cruisers. It can only be a matter of time before other worlds share Mordax's fate.
That is a good point about selling the game to little Timmy. Star Wars. Yeah, that's my issue too, Gruntmaster. That's why I love this game, but I feel like when it came to the cutscenes, they got super fucking lazy. Because the only unique cutscenes we get are the initial cutscene for each faction and the final cutscene for each campaign. All these little 1 minute cutscenes for introducing to the orcs, to the Necrons, going into new systems, all that shit is identical for everybody. It's like, those are really short cutscenes, and I can't even call them cutscenes. They're static images for the most part, with a little bit of narration. It would have been nice to, like you said, they could have kept the damn cutscenes exactly the same and just changed the narration. Like, there are plenty of Chaos voice actors in this game that they could have used them. You know, and then they could have just taken a few minutes or, you know, to change the script a little bit to give it a Chaos perspective. Yeah, it's kind of annoying that they didn't, frankly. Like I said, love the game, but that screams laziness to me. It's like, we did just enough to sell the game. We're good. Like, and I appreciate them giving us this new DLC campaign. I appreciate that they're working hard to balance. But this would have been a, like, I get that maybe changing the Necron and the Tyranid campaigns were a bit late, you know, to change those cutscenes and scripts after the game launched. But they've been working on the Chaos one for a while. They could have done it for that. Anyway, we unlocked something for Verinox. What the hell? Demonic Navigator. From the next turn grants an additional movement point. Master Warpsmith. When the fleet is stationed in a system, every allied fleet in the system, including itself, increases hull repair value by 10% and troop recovery by 3. Non-cumulative effect. Damn straight to both of those. Just an excuse to use Trazen again, and where's Ron Perlman when you need him? Ruthless Warlord. The system where the fleet is stationed gains 1 additional evolution point at each turn. Demonic Bound Ritual. Every new ship hired by the fleet is recruited directly at level 2. Master of Slaves. When the fleet is stationed in a system, every allied fleet in the system, including itself, has its upkeep reduced by 25%. Ooh. That's nice, but as we've seen in later campaigns, money isn't really an issue. So I'm kind of torn between... Don't really care about Demonic Bound Ritual as well. And Demonic Navigator only works on that fleet, not your whole fleet. And I really don't like moving fleets by themselves. So for me, it's actually a tie between the additional evolution point at each turn to speed up taking over a system and Warpsmith. And I'm kind of leaning towards Warpsmith. That's what we're going to go with. I want the Warpsmith.